Hi, this video will demonstrate how to effectively manage JazzHub projects in RTC Eclipse 9. The feature we discuss today attempts to hide RTC repository so that you directly work with projects. Let's now switch over to Eclipse line to see the changes this feature brings in. You will now see a new option in the Team Navigator view and also a new toolbar icon for managing JazzHub projects. It has a visit for user interaction part. This is the first step towards driving simplicity into the rich client, and it's a tech preview at this point. Before we get into the details of the feature, let me do a quick introduction about JazzHub. JazzHub is IBM's premier hosted environment for cloud application development. Fully hosted task tracking, agile planning, and integrated source control. So you have everything you need to develop your next app, feature, or product. It has different views to quickly find projects of your interest. As you can see here, you can quickly sort by the projects you own, you are a member of, or projects you like. You can also explore and join existing projects. There's a huge list of projects that people have created and you can become a member of. These are typical RTC projects with the designated capability attached to them. Navigating to a specific project opens up a landing page for that project, in this case JazzHub project, which gives you a high-level view for that particular project. Track and plan takes you to the regular RTC capability, and code takes you to the web-based editor for working with the code and many more capabilities. There's a lot of material available for JazzHub on the website itself, so for now we'll focus on the feature under discussion. In the Eclipse line, clicking on this icon brings up the wizard to connect to JazzHub endpoint. Specify the JazzHub credentials to work with the JazzHub projects. If you're new to JazzHub, there is a link to register at JazzHub, which will take you to the JazzHub registration page. There's also a learn more link in the wizard itself if you want to learn more about JazzHub. Once you click next, it will try to log into JazzHub and bring up the corresponding projects that you are a member of. That is either an owner or a member. In this case, it's about to log into the JazzHub, and now you'll see there are 3 projects which this user is a member of. You can also explore the projects, the same thing we did earlier, from a link available on this wizard. Coming back to the wizard, when you click one or more projects and click finish, those projects show up in the client. They pretty much work like any other RTC project, enabling the capabilities possible on JazzHub projects. Just to reiterate, we have not specified the repository anywhere yet, which is otherwise required in regular on-premise RTC deployment. Once there are JazzHub projects in the client, clicking on this new toolbar icon directly takes you to the project listing based on the existing credentials. Projects already registered in the client come pre-selected, and you can opt to select or unselect projects. In this case, I have unselected the previous one and I'm selecting a new one. Once you click finish, that same project will start showing up on the client. There could be a need to connect to JazzHub with a different user ID, in which case it follows the same flow as the regular RTC client, in which you select the repository and specify new credentials for it. I'm specifying a different credentials now for that to take effect. Once I click OK, you will see these new credentials will get attached to this repository and corresponding flow will change. So the new credentials are taken effect, and now clicking on this icon will bring up the projects corresponding to this credential. You will see the number of projects are 3, but it's a different list for that particular credentials. And once I click finish, that particular project will start showing up on the client now, as earlier. In the end, there is an additional preference provided in the RTC client to specify the JazzHub endpoint. As you can see here, by default, it's the public JazzHub site name. It's the same value that you see in the Manage JazzHub project wizard. That pretty much wraps up the demo. Thanks for watching.